So hello again, class. Let's have a brief discussion of Module 6. Let me share my screen. There. Okay. So supposedly class Module 6 is entitled for a while. Yeah. Structural analysis report construction. So supposedly class we are to discuss briefly a template on a structural analysis report. The simplest one. Okay. So technically class will talk about three parts. First part class is what we call the stud report. Second part class is what we call the stud analysis output. And then lastly class we have the design summary. Okay. So supposedly class, our end game for this module will look something like this. Yan. Okay. As you can see class, this is the first part, the stud report. So ganyan, tsura class. Supposedly class, this was produced from the stud software. Yan. Okay. So that's the first part. And then the second part class, after the stud report, we have the stud output file. Okay. So technically kasi class, this is what the officials dun sa ating building sa Sibaw. Yeah, the Sibaw officials class will like scrutinize. Okay. Supposedly class kasi technically the whole commands or like yeah, looking at this one's class, supposedly you can imagine what the engineer did instead. Okay, so that's the second part class. Again, we are to attach the output file. Okay, so technically class in the output file, andyan yung ating like the model of the stat. Okay, supposedly class you have two options. Technically, if we use stat class, first option is to design. We can design class yung ating elements or the structural elements class in stat itself. Okay. Tapos the second most popular option class is using RCDC. So this is what RCDC yeah, so like for what you're going to do today class, we stick to the pure stat na. Pero I'll just show you class technically. This is the summary of yeah, ito. This is how RCDC looks like. Technically, ito yung parang pinakamagandang summary niya, no? Supposedly in RCDC class, you are able to draw na because it has an output of like CAD. So their class, as you can see, we have the notations for every footing, and then here class, it will summarize na in a table the name of the footing and then the specific dimensions for the footing together class with the reinforcement. Okay? Same is true class with ating columns. So medyo yan yung solutions niya class, no? So this is RCDC output. Okay. So this is the like advantage of RCDC. So columns class again, naming of all the columns. Tapos the table for that column. Okay. So again class, supposedly after, yeah, this is the summary na. Okay. So again class, supposedly the simplest structural analysis report will contain, yeah, again class parang the preliminary info about the report, stud report. Okay. Second part class is the analysis output where you can see the commands or like what was done in stud. Kumbaga, if you can interpret class the analysis output, supposedly you can imagine what were the data inputted. Okay, same is true class with the material, everything. Okay. Tapos lastly class again supposedly from the design. So parang ganito. This is how the stud design looks like, no? So technically class it's pure lines. There's no tables of some sort. So this is the beam design. Tapos this is the column design. More on that later. Okay. Tapos lastly class with the design summary. Okay. So let's start class from the very beginning. Okay. So first up class, we have what we call the stat report. So technically class, the starred report, we have to somehow complete class yung tinatawag nating job information. So for us class to go to job information, we go to file menu, tapos yung info tab. Yan, info tab, tapos class ito, job info. So kung gusto nyo class makompleto yung parang first part, ito, it will reflect there kasi I've shown you a while ago class. This ones. So dito, yung job information class. Kung gusto nyo magkalagay lahat ng nandito, tapos yung mga nandyan class, yung mga data dito, you fill in class the job information here. Okay, so again class, you just go to file menu, info tab, tapos job information, fill this up class. Tapos, when we print our job report class, again, it will be very complete na. Okay, so again class, how do we go there? Again class, we go to in here. We go class to this guy, file menu. Okay, clicking that class, we go to the import. This guy, info tab. Tapos with that class, we can see na yung job info. So we just have to edit everything there class for us to fill in all the data or like the boxes here. Okay, technically, let's just say that this is the bare minimum class. So we just did the title, the job name, client, and so on. Who is the engineer? Something like that. Okay. So that is class the job info. Moving on class, we have what we call class the stud report na. So in the stud report class, supposedly, we go to post-processing. Okay. Tapos dun class sa reports tab. Okay. So set up report class, supposedly, we have to set it up. So technically, the very gist there class is you are to set up. So given na kasi yung job info, what I've discussed a while ago, no? Tapos you are to choose na class what is the content of your stud report. Okay. So as you can see class, you can choose again. In choosing class, you just click it and then press the single arrow so that it will go to the selected area. Okay. So the order here matters class because with that class we can interchange naman as long as it's complete. Kumbaga it just depends na class on the spacing so that you can maximize the whole page. Okay? So technically from our example class, so ito na, so we place the job information, meron tayong job info. So technically yung pinaka lagay niya class, pag naglagay ka ng job info hanggang dyan. Okay? So makikita mo, yan. So this is a continuation class of the job information. Tapos yan, so meron naglagay tayo ng section properties, yung basic load cases, yan. Okay? Tapos we have pictures, so we can also add pictures. Okay? Picture of the line diagram. Tapos we have the 3D render. Okay? Tapos we added the loading combination. Yan. Yan. So parang that is the end class of our stud report. So how will we go there class again? We go class here. So technically, syempre, prior to going kasi to the post-processing class, we have to run analysis. Yeah. So we run nyo lang class. Yan. Okay, so done nyo lang. Tapos let's go to post-processing class there. And then in here, reports tab class. So clicking that class will give us this interface. Okay. So again, class, ito yung bare minimum. So kung titignan nyo class, yan kasi yung default. The default here class is only the job info is entered. So titignan nyo class dun sa selected area, job info lang. Tapos yung nasa job info class yung pinakita ko kanina. Okay? So kung gagayahin natin class yung sample natin, supposedly, after job info class, we are to place section properties. So ang gagawin mo lang class, again, you click. So kung titignan nyo class, dito sa may bandang input, no? So yan. So may drop arrow kasi yan class. So kung titignan nyo, ang gagalawin lang natin dito class is the input. Tapos may have what we call the pictures. Okay? So prior to inputting the pictures class, supposedly you have to take the pictures first. I'll show you by and by class how. Yeah. Okay? So let's put first the sections kasi as per our example class after job information, di ba? We place the section properties. Okay? So that is yung section. So again class, no? click the section, and then click the single arrow. With class, it will move on the selected area. Okay? So after ng class, so after ng ating section properties, we place the basic load cases. So basic load cases natin class, again ito. Yan. Basic load cases class, again class, we press the arrow, it will go there. Basic load cases. Okay? So what's next class? After basic load cases, we have the line diagram. Okay? So we press OK first. Supposedly kasi class, we go to pictures in here. Ito. So instead of input class, we click the drop-down arrow. Then we go to pictures. Yan. So nagkataon class, I have taken the pictures already. Okay? So how will you take the pictures class? Supposedly, if you haven't taken any pictures class, no items will come out under the pictures. Okay? So how are we going to do that? You just have to go back. Cancel. Okay muna natin yan. Kailangan tayo bumalik class dun sa analytical model. Okay? So, titignan nyo class, ito na yung default. Ito yung titig natin yung pictures. So, how will we take the picture class? We just have to go to utilities. Okay? Tapos, ito class. Under the tools, toolbar. Yan. Meron dito class yung take picture. So, if you click this one class, left click, may lalabas na interface. Ano yung interface class? Ganyan. So, you just have to name class. So, ano yung ID natin? So, tawagin natin class na line diagram. Okay. Press OK class. We have taken the first picture. And then we go class to the 3D rendering. Kasi yun yung next natin, di ba? Full screen lang natin. I-zoom in natin konti. Gitna natin. Yan. Then again class, take the picture. We go to utilities. Click take picture. Tapos name it. We call it 3D render. Okay. Press OK. So with that class, we've already accomplished the 2 pictures. So we go back class to post-processing, go to report, set up report, and then again class, as you can see now, so after the basic load cases class, we are to put the picture. So go class to under pictures. Tapos we have there na line diagram. So we can click them. Pwede namang dalawa sabay. Yan. Just press the control key. Okay. Tapos press it here class, as you can observe, it's in here na. Okay. So what's next class after the 2 pictures? Yan, 2 pictures, no? So we have class the load combination. It will be the last of the report actually. So after that class, we have to move on na to the analysis output. Okay. So as you can see class, again, we have to go back to input. So instead of going the pictures tab class, we go to the input tab. Yan. Tapos class, we select this one. Loading combination load cases. Put it there class and then press OK. So as you can see class, yan na yun. There. Okay. So, kayo naman na bahala class actually. You can place everything class. You can play around. Okay, pwede rin namang trial and error class. Yeah. Yung parang you add them, you put there, and then press OK, and then look at it. If that's what you want. Okay. Pero for me class, supposedly, this is the bare minimum. Technically, lahat naman to actually is yung meron na rin dun sa output file. Pero ito yung definitely wala class. Itong dalawa. Okay. So better class if you place them under the STAAD report. Yan. So syempre class yung ating job info. Ito. At meron din yan. Okay. So with that class, we move on para mabilis yung ating video. So after that class STAAD report, yeah, this is the sample. Yan. Okay. What comes next class is what we call the STAAD analysis output. Okay. So how do we go there class? Supposedly, we just follow this path. So under the balik tayo dun sa analytical modeling, tapos analysis and design menu, analysis tab, tapos we run analysis. Okay? So pag nag-run tayo analysis class, we just follow this one. So there are 2 paths class. No? So after running analysis, view output file, lalabas to. Pwede rin namang class na punta tayo sa utilities menu, view tab, tapos analysis output. So with those 2 class, we will arrive with the same analysis output. Okay. So technically class, what to observe here is this is the Parang yan yung ating display screen, okay? Tapos we have here class a table of contents. Supposedly class, for better navigation class, you can double click this guys, okay? Tapos we have what we call class the error list. Technically class, di ba, as discussed in previous videos, class supposedly we should have 0 errors for our program to run perfectly, for it to design perfectly pa, kumbaga. Okay? Yan. Okay, so again class, how do we open? So again class, we just have to go back to analytical modeling. Okay? And then class, under the analysis design tab, so we click that one. Tapos ito siya class. We click run analysis. So if you run analysis class, ito yung mangyayari. Yan. Okay? So after it runs class again, supposedly we will have 0 errors. Regarding warnings class, it's up to you if you are to correct them. But definitely class the notes, we can just leave it as is. Okay? So again class, ito, view output file. Click that one and then press done. With that class, this interface will come out. This is what we call na class the analysis output. Okay? So parang pinakalaman yan class kung titignan nyo. Palitan natin ng konti. Yan. Okay. Supposedly class, dito mo na makikita lahat kung ano yung mga ginawa ni engineer class doon sa ating STAAD. Okay. Kumbaga class, kung ikaw yung building official doon sa Sibaw, tapos may gusto kang i-confirm class, you can see everything in here. Yan. Okay. So that is how we open it. So the second option class, we just go to utilities. Okay. Tapos meron dito class. Under the view toolbar, we have the analysis output class. By clicking that, it will come out the same. Ito. Okay. So next up class, that is how we open it. Secondly class, supposedly we can interpret. We should learn to interpret. Okay. Kumbaga, imagine yourself as the building official in Sibaw. Tapos you are to check class their submission in terms of the structural analysis. Did they do dead loads or live loads only? Did they consider earthquake loads? Is wind load included? Tama ba yung mga loadings nila? Nag-loading combination ba sila or simpleng dead load plus live load lang? Okay? Tapos syempre class, ang pinakamahalaga dito supposedly is what we call the design. Syempre, yun naman yung pinaka-check ng building official class, di ba? Supposedly, what came out from the structural analysis design should be the one reflected in the plan. Okay? So, yeah. So we have lang class a little guidelines. Technically class we can use, again, so first up, no? We can use class the contents area or the table of contents by double clicking class any item class. You are readily, going to that certain item. Okay? Same class dito sa ating error list. So if we have errors class, especially, di ba, we have to fix errors class, you just have to double click the line and then you will readily be directed to that line. Okay? Number 3 class, again, errors must be resolved. No? Warnings class should be looked into. Tapos it is in the discretion of class of the engineer if he or she will correct it. Okay? Regarding the notes class or the messages, it can be left as is. Parang it's only a reminder. Okay? Tapos number 4 class, the size class of our display window. Kung ano yung size nito can be enlarged or ano bang kabaliktad ng enlarged? Zoomed out. Okay? So we just have to click class yung control tapos yung scroll sa mouse. Okay? Tapos meron din tayo class ng find. Actually, yung control F class parehas dito. Find. So we can find the words class such as yung fail. Kumbaga, di ba, pag nag-design tayo, hanapin natin kung saan siya nag-fail in a way. Okay. Tapos class, we have this button also. Technically, ang effect yan class, parang hindi, it's always on top of every application class. Parang ito, is what I mean class. Unahin natin yun, yung toggle. Diba, we have this output class. If we toggle this guy, yan, pag clinic natin yung class, kung titignan, naka-gray na siya, no? Tapos yan class. Tingnan, di ba? Lagi na siyang nasa taas. Diba normally class pag clinick natin yung PowerPoint dapat nagpakita yung PowerPoint, yan. Kumbaga lagi siyang on top of every application, okey? So kung titignan niyo class yan, except the taskbar. So pag clinick natin yung STAAD class 'no, yan, is still on top of STAAD, yeah, pati nung CAD, pati yung PDF, okey? Pero again class 'pag in-unclick natin 'to, supposedly puwede na siya. Parang para ma-minimize. So if you click class yung PDF 'no, yan PDF. Tapos if you click the CAD class, yan nasa on top of CAD na siya. Kumbaga supposedly it will go back to normal, okey? Yan. Tapos class yan. So this is what supposedly you are already be able this is what we should be. After completing class the course, you should be able to interpret yung pinakalaman nito, okey? Kumbaga class, if you are to be an official in CBAW, tapos nakatoka ka class dun sa magche-check ng mga structural analysis, dapat kaya mo ring i-check class lahat. Kumbaga if they ask questions, so who is the client? Who is the named client in the analysis? Kailan natapos yan? Kailan siya ginawa? Gano'n, okey? Ano yung mga loadings na ginamit and so on, okey? So medyo pasadahan lang natin class. Hmm, kaya naman 'to, okey? So let's go to this one. So lakihan ko na lang class 'no. So again, pakita lang natin yung mga kanina. So again class 'no, we have table of contents. If you double click this one class, yan. Parang table of contents talaga siya, yan, okey? So titignan niyo class, same is true with the eto. So kung titignan niyo class, if you want to go to this note or message, you just have to double click it and then it will readily come out there, yan, okey? So ito rin class yan, soft story check, yan, floor diaphragms, yan, okey? Tapos find button, yan. So kung titignan niyo, find what? So sabihin na nating level, yan, enter, enter lang. Pero better rin pala kasi yung control F, mas maganda ata yun. Dito, yan level. Tapos yung may click class, eto, okey. Ano pa ba? Oh, it was described there pa. Control F, tapos yung on top, scroll. Ayan, so this is how you scroll class, again control, tapos mouse. Mouse in, mouse out, mouse in, mouse out. Yan, okey. Ulitin na natin ng konti. So again class, what our target supposedly is for you to readily interpret. Actually babasahin mo lang naman 'no. So if the question is when was the STAD, when was the structural analysis made, supposedly in here, andiyan yung date tapos time. So as you can see class, ginawa ko lang siya kanina. Kumbaga ito yung last na rinan yung analysis. Tapos the analysis class of that one, I mean the output of that analysis is this guy. So parang in a way class, this is the time where the analysis was run. Okay? Tapos yan class, so kung titignan natin class, very first, job info. Meron pala tayong tinatawag class na bookmark. Ito, pwedeng control D or pindutin lang natin yung toggle. Yan class, ibo-bookmark niya. Ang maganda sa bookmark class, pwede mo kasing parang ito, yung mga errors mo class, pwede mo i-bookmark. Okay? Tapos parang you can jump from one bookmark to the other. Yan, by clicking these buttons. Okay? Yan, so yan. Unang class, job information. So you can see supposedly what is the job name. So this is the job name class. Who is the client of the job? So we have my uncle, Ivan Bugirat. Okay. Tapos revision, job revised by sa name. Okay. Tapos ito. So meron din tayo yung unit class. So kilonewton meter tayo. So naka-English. So binookmark ko na class para mabilis 'no. So next up class, meron din tayo nung ano ba 'to yung previous. Sige, we just tackle class, you look into the others na lang, okay? So ito, so start group definition. So 'di ba supposedly, we can group the structural elements in STAAD, okay? So ito, for this certain STAAD class, gumawa siya ng group. So ang ginawa niya class is per floor level, tapos meron siyang ginawang one-way tapos yung two-way para mas mabilis mag-assign ng floor loads. Okay. Next bookmark class, we have this one, the define material. Okay. So in here class, you can see all the properties of the material used. Technically class, anong material ginamit niya? Concrete siya. Okay. That's what are the properties of that material, specifically concrete. So meron tayong modules of elasticity, Poisson ratio, yung density class ng concrete mo, yan. Okay. Tapos ito, so andito class yung ating compressive strength. So parang as in, you just have to read it class. Tapos being an engineer class, you can readily understand. Okay. Tapos dito naman class, we have the section properties. So ano yung mga ginamit, ano class yung mga dimensions ng mga columns or beams na ginamit. So kung titignan nyo class, ito. So supposedly, tatandaan pa yung diagram class, di ba? Y-axis, tapos Z. Ito. Okay, so ito lang class. So kung titignan nyo class, it is a 4x4 Y tsaka Z. Okay. So technically, ang itsura class ng ating shape, square with a dimension of 0.4 by 0.4. So since ito class, di ba kung titignan yung unit natin kanina kasi is kilonewton meters. So 0.4 meters, 0.4 meters. Second class, meron din tayong rectangle ulit. Okay? So we have 0.4 tas 0.3. So technically class, yan na yung beam natin. Okay? Tapos meron tayong secondary column class. Kung titignan nyo, 0.3, 0.3. Tapos meron din tayong isa pang column. I mean beam class kasi supposedly rectangle. So safe to assume class. Yan. Tapos we have this one. So supposedly ito ata yung edge beam natin class. Kasi manipis masyado eh. Okay? So that is class for the member property. Okay? Tapos we have also the reference loads. Okay? So kung titignan nyo class, reference load, technically, ito yung ating dead load. So nahati lang siya class sa, ano ba yan? Floor load. So, meron tayong floor load, meron tayong member load. Yan. Okay. So meron din tayo ng floor diaphragms class. So using the floor diaphragms, you can see class kung ilang stories yung ating building. Okay. Supposedly. Okay. So kung titignan nyo class, ito yung first floor natin. Yan. Ito yung second floor natin class, no? So supposedly from footing class, base of the footing hanggang dun sa first floor. Let's just say ganun class. Okay. So base of the footing hanggang dun sa first floor is 1.8 meters, no? So kung titignan nyo class, yung difference ng first floor dun sa second floor is 3 meters. So parang floor to floor natin class is, you can see, consistent tayo class, 3 meters. Okay? So if I am to ask class how many stories yung ating building, okay? Yes, syempre, assuming class na ni-name niya lahat, no? So this is the first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, tapos fifth. Yeah, technically 5. Pero kung titignan yung plano natin, class, syempre, naka-basements. Basement yan, first floor, second floor, third floor, roof deck. Okay. Kumbaga ito lang class yung ating floor levels in terms of earthquake analysis. Okay. Tapos next class, ano pa ba? So ito. So meron rin tayo class UBC. Actually, supposedly class ito yung ating earthquake load. Yan. So kung titignan nyo class, no, ito yung ating specifications in terms of earthquake. Okay. So naka-zone 4 tayo class. Importance factor 1. Ano ba to? Ang tawag nila sa R. Yeah. So meron tayo nung NA, near source factor, tapos yung NB. Tapos ano nga ulit to? Yeah. So ano yung mga parameters natin sa earthquake. Okay. Yan. Tapos next stop class, eto na. So as you can see class, supposedly, previously class, dinefine dyan yung mga loading. Yan. So parang meron tayo dito class, load type 3. So, yan yung dead load, load type 4, then yung live load. Titignan nyo class yung, ayan, load 2. Meron tayong seismic sa z-axis. Easy. Okay. Yeah. So, again, class, punta tayo dun sa bookmark na yun. Yan. So, supposedly, class, meron tayong 4. So, kasi pang 5 na class yung loading combination eh. Kumbaga, ibabacktrack natin class, saan na yun? Yan. So, load 3. So, asan si load 4? Load 4. So, ito na si load 5 na siya eh. Ito. Load 3, load 4. Okay. So, titignan nyo class, meron tayong basic loadings hanggang 4. Okay. Tapos meron tayong loading combination. So, dito na mag-start yung loading combinations. Okay. Technically, pag tinanong natin kung ilan yung loading combinations, yan, medyo bilangin nyo lang po. Okay. Siyempre, ang gawin nyo lang class yan. Diba? I-search nyo lang class yung LO. Yan. Pwede, gamitin nyo yung find yan. Okay. We are talking about if you have this guy. Okay. So, parang yan. 5. So, bilangin natin 1, 2, 3. Siyempre, matagal yan. So, basta nag-start tayo ng 5 class, diba? Ayan. So, meron tayo hanggang 35. So, back previous, ay shucks. So, pala dapat, yan. So, 5 minus 35, 35 minus 5, meron tayong 30 loading combinations. Okay? Tapos, meron din tayo dito, class, what we call the story drift. So, it's command class. Parang malalaman mo lang, class, kung meron kang soft story. Yan. So, kung tingnan natin, pass naman lahat. Okay? Tapos, moving on, class, after story drift, yan. So, meron din tayo ng concrete design. Ito. Okay? So, ano yung mga properties na ginamit class or parameters dun sa ating concrete design yan? Ito class yan. Kailangan nyo lang i-memorize, no? Supposedly class, meron tayong FC. So, ito class yung ating FC. Compressive strength. Okay? Ito yung mga concrete cover natin class. Bottom, sides, tapos top. Tapos ano yung code na ginamit class dun sa design. Yan. Okay? Tapos ano yung yeah, yung strength ng steel natin for the main reinforcement, the secondary reinforcement. Ano class yung maximum main bars natin? So 25 mm. Ano yung minimum main class? So dito pwede mong kontrolin class kung gusto mong 16 mm lahat. So maximum 16, minimum 16. Tapos yung minimum secondary natin class. So naka 8 mm yan. Okay. And so on class. So meron din tayo ng raw minimum. Tapos yan. So magsa-start dito class. So technically, dito na sasabihin kung ano yung mga beams na dinesign. So, diba class, supposedly kasi meron naman tayo ng mga naming ng beams. So lahat, kung titignan nyo class, dinesign niya lahat. Kaya ang haba-haba class, kung titignan nyo ilang pages to. Ayan. So you can see class, andito pa lang tayo. No? So meron pa tayo hanggang dun. So ito kasi class, pag dinesign mo lahat. So imagine class, if you are to print this one and submit it to the SIBAW, syempre, yak sila. Okay? So, parang supposedly, bawasan mo. Okay? So, this is class again. So, beam design. Yan. Tapos, ano itsura ng beam design class? Ito. Yan. So, ipapakita niya lang naman class kung ano yung arrangement ng main reinforcement. Tapos, yung shear reinforcement. Tapos, other info. Okay? Next. So, meron din tayo ano ba tayong column niya? So we have also for a column class. So technically, sa design naman ng column class, hindi na niya pinapakita class yung arrangement. Sasabihin na lang niya class kung ano yung kailangang bakal. Okay? So with that class, supposedly, ito yung end nun. Okay? So again class, ang dilemma natin regarding the output file, supposedly, dapat we have to minimize it as short as possible, no? So paano natin gagawin yun class? So, kailangan mo kontrolin yung ide-design mo. Okay? So, again, class, di ba, normally, nung una kasi kailangan nating i-design lahat to prove class na no member failed. Okay? So, pag naayos na natin yun, class, sure na tayong walang nag-fail, we can edit it back. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin class again, we go back here. So, concrete design tayo, no? Tapos, i-edit nyo to. Dun sa bandang concrete design class, no? So, pindutin natin yung expand. Yan. Tapos, di ba, meron tayo dito kasi yung design beam. As you can see, class yan. So, pag click mo yung design beam, i-highlight niya kasi lahat ng beam na dinesign mo. Same class is true with the column. So, lahat kasi ng column class dinesign niya. So, kung titignan nyo class yung output file natin, ang haba-haba. Okay? So, again, class, we have to minimize that. So, you just have to design class the critical beams and columns. Okay? Or, yeah, you choose class. You choose yung mga i-design nyo. So, supposedly, kung titignan nyo, here is an example. Kumbaga kung ano lang naman yung kailangan natin eh. Ano ba yung kailangan natin, class? Siyempre, tignan natin kung doon sa plano. Okay, so parang ito, class, di ba meron tayong bukas tayo ng plano. Buksan natin si JM Farm. Building plan, JM Farm. Ito. Sana plans. Yan. Story basement. Okay. May basis lang tayo, class. Supposedly, we are to design beams, no? So, punta na lang tayo, class, sa ating structural S9. Punta tayong page S9. Yan. So, kung titignan nyo, class, meron tayo ng beam schedule. So, start class with the design of beam, no? Footing pala yan. So, supposedly, class, pag pure staan tayo, ang kaya niya lang i-design class is beam tapos column. Tapos, in terms of foundation, class, dapat gamitin mo yung foundation, staan foundation. Meron yan dito eh. Ito, class, foundation design. Supposedly, class, pag clinic natin yung foundation design na yan, bubuksan niya class si eto, staan foundation. Okay. Pero huwag na natin i-touch yun class. We stop lang here. Okay. So, again, class, supposedly, balik tayo dun. Yan. So, kung titignan nyo, class, kailangan mo lang mag-design ng mga ganyan. Depende kasi yun eh. So, sa akin kasi, class, hinihiwalay ko si cantilever beam tsaka grade beam. Pwede kasing hiwalay yan kasi nagkataon lang kasi nung dinesign ko class magkaparehas sila. Pinagsama ko na. Tapos meron tayo tinatawag class na main beam as B1. Meron tayo class nung secondary beam si B2. Edge beam tapos roof beam. Okay? Ikaw naman ang bahala doon class kung ilan gusto mo. Okay? So yan. So ang gagawin ko lang class, supposedly we have to choose the most critical grade beam. The most critical, siguro pwedeng tatlo. So, tatlong grade beam, tatlong cantilever beam, tatlong main, tatlong secondary, tatlong edge tops, tatlong roof beam. Okay? So, kumbaga, pinaglalaban lang natin class instead of designing everything, i-lessen natin, tig-dalawa na lang, no? So, ang gawin mo class para mangyari yun, bawasan muna natin. Like, yeah. Lagyan natin ng 1 dyan, tapos assign para mawala. So, kung titignan nyo class, yun yung natanggal, no? Yan. Design na natin yung dalawang yan. So, yun class, pipili ka lang kung anong mga i-design mo. So, kung gusto mong i-design yun class, syempre dapat may basis ka rin class. Again class, di ba, pipili lang tayo ng grade beam, yung mga ganun. So, regarding beams class, para mabilis, hindi ko na masyado explain class, no? Pili tayo ng mga beams natin. So, kung titignan nyo class, kompletuhin lang natin yung mga nandito. So, pili tayo ng cantilever, grade beam, main beam, secondary beam, edge beam, tapos roof beam. Okay? So, unahin natin class yung mga hindi roof beam. So, dito tayo sa second floor. So, yun yung pinaka-complicated class, di ba? Isolate natin class. Tapos, top view. Okay? So, pili tayo class ng main beam. So, main beam natin class ito. Wait. Sama natin yung column para kita. Yan. Parang ito. Yan. Okay? Selected column. I-ISO natin. Yan. So, ba dito yung main beam class? Supposedly, ito main beam isa. Okay? Tapos, dalawa. So in terms of beam class, piliin lang natin yung mahahaba. So, di ba, you just have to select them class, di ba? Tapos nandito tayo sa design beam. Tapos dito tayo sa assign to selected beam. Tapos click assign. Yan. Tapos patanungin ka niya class, do you want to proceed? Yes. Yan. Kasama na siya sa i-design. So, yan na class yung main beam natin. Secondary beam class yung mga beam na parang supported by other beams. Dapat tayo ganun, no? Ito na lang class, ito na yung best natin na intermediate beam. So again, class, assign to selected beams, assign, yes. Okay. So cantilever beam naman class, cantilever, ito na lang. Tapos, ito. Yan, cantilever beams, again class, dagdag natin sa assign, yes. Okay. Tapos edge beam, so mga edge beam natin class, yung mga balcony na dulo. Yan, 1, 2. So, assign to selected beam, yes. Okay. Ano pa ba? Grade beam. Sa first floor yun. So, punta tayong first floor class, grade beam. Ayan. So, dito tayo class, di ba? Grade beam class sa basement na lang. Ayan. Okay. So, selected objects. Top. Ang grade beam natin class, actually lahat. So, again class, in terms of beam, piliin na natin yung pinaka mahaba. So, yung dalawang yan na. So, yan na yung ating grade beam. Okay. Kailangan mo lang tandaan class. Di ba? Kailangan mong tandaan yung mga number niya. Supposedly, babalikan mo class kasi di ba sa output file class, sasabihin niya lang yung design of beam number 152. So supposedly class, dapat alam mo yung 152 is a grade beam. Doon na sa bandang summary yun. Okay. So grade beam. Next class po na tayong roof beam. So kuha tayong roof beam class again, top view. So ang roof beam natin class, di ba yun nandito? Yan. Isolate natin. Top view natin. Kunin natin yung pinakamahaba. So itong mga to class, hindi sila roof beam kasi roof deck naman yan. So dito tayo pipili. So ito na class, critical. Yan. Tapos ito, sign. Yes. Okay. So with that class, okay na tayo sa mga beams. Move naman tayo sa columns. So in terms of column class, ang pinaka-critical naman dyan class, syempre yung pinakamababa. Kasi class, definitely yung beam, yung column na yan is supported by this column. Tapos yung dalawang column na yun class supported by this column. So parang as you go lower class, the lowest column is supporting the ones on top. Okay? If you have this dilemma class, supposedly meaning by that logic class, this column, the column pedestal is supporting all the columns above it. That is true class. But then again class, our column pedestals are shorter. So it is better to say class that this column is more critical than the column pedestal. Okay? So which is our columns class? Pili lang tayo ng dalawa. Yeah. So dito na tayo sa basement pumili class, no? Yan. So paano tayo pipili class? Hanapin nyo lang yung column class na may pinakamalaking tributary area. So tawagin, sabihin na natin yan. Tapos siguro ito. Yan. So idagdag natin, no? So same class, we have to click pala yung design column yan. We have to erase pala. So paano mag-erase class? Kasi di ba naka-column lahat? Ang ginagawa ko class is i-click mo lang lahat yung assign to edit list, tapos maglagay ka ng isa. Ano ba? Ito, lagay natin si 137, no? So click 137, yan. Tapos assign. So, kung titignan mo class, supposedly as per yung design, yan. Ang i-design lang na column class, yung 111, tapos yung 137. Okay. So dagdag natin. Kuha rin tayo sa first floor, sa ground floor, no? Para ano lang. Kasi supposedly, yan. Okay. So kuha tayo sa first floor, selected objects, tapos yan. So saan ba yung pinakamalaking tributary? Tributary area. Ito siguro para kuha niyo yun. Ay hindi, nakati na siya dito eh. Technically ito. Sama natin yan. Assign. Yes. Okay. Kuha rin tayo ng secondary natin column. So secondary column class yung malapit sa stairs. Okay. So kunin natin yan. Tapos kunin na rin natin siguro yun. Hindi. Punta tayo sa critical. So ito lang class, tapos ito. Mas malaki yan. Assign. Yes. Okay. Tapos kuha rin tayo class ng column dun supporting. Usually kasi class in terms of columns, pwede natin silang dalawang variation. Yung column na yun class is supporting a floor. So kaya natin floor column. Tapos yung isa class, the column na yun is supporting the roof. Okay. So kuha rin tayo ng column dun class. Siyempre class kuha tayo ng column supporting the roof. Okay. So titignan niyo class, ito lang yung roof natin, yun nandiyan kasi roof deck 'no. So kunin natin yung pinaka-critical class, supposedly kunin natin 'yan, saka ito, dagdag natin siya class dun sa design ng column, 'yan, okey. So kung titignan natin class, ano yung mga pinili natin? So for us to see class, we just have to click 'to. So in terms of beams class, lahat ng naka-highlight dun, yun yung design natin. At least class, nabawasan compared sa dinesign natin lahat 'no. Tapos ito class, 'yan yung columns natin. So with that class, okey na tayo, we run the analysis, 'yan. Tapos save, ayan, okey. Same, zero errors, ta's we go to the output file class, 'yan. So kung titignan niyo class dito, puwede mo rin palang galaw-galaw yung settings class. So if you click settings here class, 'yan, puwede mong i-click 'yan, yung mga number line and so on. In terms of fonts, okey. So ako actually ang ni-need ko lang dito class para tipid sa papel is yung margin. So yung top class, yun na, okey na yung 0.5, half inch, okey. Tapos yung bottom class half inch, tapos click okey, okey. So kung titignan mo class, eto puwede mong yung stud report file kanina, stud report file, puwede mo ng i-print yung rekta. Eto class, kung gusto mong mamaya mo pa i-print, may option rin na gano'n. You just have to click control P, control P, tapos lalabas yung print, yan, eto, okey. So, normally class ang gagawin mo kung gusto mo i-print mamaya, actually may printers dito. So, yan yung mga printer class yan, pipiliin mo yung printer 'no. So, ang piliin mong printer class, meron tayo ng print to PDF, yan. 'Pag print mo kasi sa PDF class, technically ipi-print niya as PDF, okey. So, pindutin mo lang yung print na 'to class, tapos sabihin mo kung saan mo ilalagay. So, ilagay na natin sa desktop, pangalanan natin class, stud, ba't nga ayaw mag oh, sira, eh, nag-print ba't siya? Okey. So, technically class siya, kailangan mo lang i-print. So, tignan natin saan, meron ba? Ay, hindi naman natin alam kung saan nalagay. Pero gano'n class, kung gusto mo siyang i-print later class, 'wag agad-agad, yeah, you just have to press class yung you have to print it to PDF, okey? That's all class regarding stud output file. Ta's we have also this one, parang tinatawag natin class na design summary, okey? Ta's you can see class again kasi kanina 'di ba, if you are to design 'di ba, parang dun 'di ba, we chose class 3, pumili tayo class ng tatlong beams dun sa grade beam design natin. So ang gagawin mo lang class, you just have to choose yung pinakamalala, I mean yung pinakamalaki, yung pinaka, ah yung pinakamaraming bakal ba, para safe yung design natin, okey. Tapos yun class yung maggo-govern dun sa design mo, okey. So kailangan mo lang i-summarize class yung mga design natin. So in terms of summary class, siyempre 'di ba yun, so dun sa mga ating grade beam, so kailangan mong specify class yung mga number of bakal. Saan mo makikita yun class, siyempre dun sa output file. Parang eto class, yan. So kailangan mo lang ilagay yun. Supposedly class meron lang tayo nung sa support, yan, okey. Tapos sa midspan, okey. So dito class minsan may topak, okey. You just have to be aware class, siyempre yung orientation ng bakal mo sa midspan tapos dun sa dalawang supports, okey. Technically class, ako ang ginagawa ko class, kinukuha ko na lang yan. So parang eto, for a beam class dapat supposedly meron tayong 416 ta's 320, okey. So 'pag ganyang class, i-adapt natin, saan bang mas maganda, 320 or eto class, mas maganda 'to, okey. So parang eto class, alam mo na, 'di ba, it's either 4 tsaka 2. So siyempre at support class ganyan, ganyan yung orientation, at midspan class dapat 4 dito tapos 2 dun. So pero dito class, sir bakit ganyan? Siguro eto class grade beam, 'pag grade beam kasi or yeah, grade beam, yan naman, upward, yeah. Pag ganyan kasi yung beam mo class nasa taas lahat parang ang ano niya class, ang deflection niya ganito, okey? So going back class again yun, kailangan mo lang i-summarize. So yung summary mo class kailangan mo i-tabulate. Technically class, actually parang ganito yung labas. Tingnan mo yung plano, okey? Eto, so i-tabulate mo diyan, i-edit mo lang yun tapos i-update mo class yung details niya, yan, okey? So, same stroke class for the beams tapos siyempre class yung columns. Sa columns class para tipid hindi na lang ginagawa ng schedule, parang rekta na class sa detail, okey? 'Di ba 'pag marami-rami kasi class kung titignan niyo, 'yan, meron muna tayo nung beam schedule para mas madaling tingnan, okey? Tapos yung details class ganyan, pinapakita na yung orientation, okey? Pero supposedly class 'pag column, dalawa lang naman kasi yung dinesign mo, 'pag dalawa lang ganyan na agad, okey? Puwedeng yan na i-append natin class doon sa ating start analysis, okey? So, paano mo mas madaling gawin yan, okey, so puwede ka mag-word file class ta's gawin mo yung mga 'to, yan. Puwede mong gawin yan. So, medyo gawa ka lang ng table ta's edit mo 'no. Tapos same class sa footing yan, okey. So, meron din tayong yung mas madali class. Meron tayong tinatawag na PDF to drawing, okey. So, kunwari may plano ka. Eto, so 'di ba, eto may plano na ako, eh, 'no? 'Di ba ang gagawin ko lang naman class is i-a-update ko yung laman, okey? So i-convert ko na para eto hindi ko na gagalawin, 'no? Para ang gagalawin ko na lang class is yung table, yung schedule, tapos siguro class i-edit ko lang yung mga bakal na yan, okey? So paano natin gagawin yun class? Ito na yung steps. Ah, yeah, punta ka lang dito ka sa import PDF ta's press enter, open mo yung file class, dapat alam mo kung anong page yun. Tapos yun yung i-import niya class sa CAD, ta's yun i-edit mo. So parang ito class 'no, so we have this plan. Meron tayo class nung yung plano class ni JM Farm, si JM Farm Building, yan, okey. So ang gusto natin kunin class kung titignan niyo yung beam schedule 'no, kopyahin natin kumbaga ilagay natin yung PDF na 'to class sa card, okey. So tandaan niyo lang class 'no, page 24 tayo. So page 24 class yung ilalagay natin sa CAD, yan. So kung titignan niyo class, bukas ka lang ng CAD, so nag-open na ako class 'no, yan. Tapos again class, punta lang tayo dito, yung icon ni CAD, left click, tapos under import, yan. Pagka-import mo class, we go to PDF, yan. Pagka-PDF class kung titignan niyo, walang nangyari na. So again class, import PDF. So dito class, kailangan mo lang pindutin yung space or end tab. Pindot ko yung space class, yan lalabas. So saan yung kukunin natin class? So 'di ba ang kukunin natin class is dun sa JM form, sa plano, eto. Tapos 'di ba class page 24, yan. So kailangan mo lang hanapin yun. So page 24, where is page 24? Ito. So i-click mo lang yan class, select mo yung 24 tapos press okey. Puwede mo rin palang i-edit dun yung 24, yan. Puwede mo i-edit 24 dun or i-click mo class yung mismong 24 and then click okey. Pagka-okey mo diyan class kung titignan mo lalabas dito. Saan lalabas yung in-import niya class, maglo-load lang saglit 'no. Dun sa 00 coordinate class, so kung kita mo saan yung XY. Diyan class lalabas, so give it time lang class 'no. Medyo mabagal at yan. So as you can see class, ito, maliit lang siya. Ayan, yan class 'no. Yan yung in-import natin. Kumbaga yung nanggaling dito class 'di ba? Ito, yung page na yan, in-import natin sa CAD naging ganyan, okey. Ta's yun puwede mo ng i-edit. So kung ano yung nakita mong summary class dun sa STAAD output file, i-edit mo na. So kung eto class, naging 5, hindi siya editable, 5. Masyado atang hindi maganda yung ating ano, ang imbes na i-convert niya sa text class, kinonvert niya sa line, okey? So may mga gano'n din class, depende rin talaga sa PDF, okey? So technically class, ang pinaglalaban lang natin dito, kailangan mo lang i-edit class yung laman as per yung summary, kung ano yung nakita mo class dito, no? Edit mo dyan, tapos after editing the schedule class, you edit the details. Okay? So, yun lang naman class. So, again class, ang parang pinaka-endgame natin supposedly, no, is something ganito. Okay? So, without class the RCDC, ang labas niyang class, syempre yung stud report. Okay? Followed by class yung ating, ito, yung stud output file. Okay? Tapos after yung stud output file class, maglagay ka ng, yun, yung summary. Summary in the form class of, ito, beam schedule. Mas maganda yung mga schedules eh. So, beam schedule, no? Maglagay ka ng beam schedule. Dito lang. Maglagay tayo ng, yan, beam schedule. Tapos yung column schedule, kung marami kang columns, kung 5 yan class, i-table mo na rin. So, syempre class yung footing schedule. Okay? So, that's it class for module number 6. Thank you very much for listening class. See you around. Bye!